But we know that despite the sun out there, I'm going to use an old analogy, still storm clouds circling around Capitol Hill because we are in day number 6 of the government shutdown. Congressional leaders still very far apart. Can't really find a way forward to fund the government.
As the shutdown drags on, many federal workers are going without pay, and the Trump administration is threatening to lay off thousands of others. We're joined by The Hill's Judy Kurtz this morning with the latest. Hiya, Judy.
Good morning.
So, day 6, each side is really dug in on this, and in the meantime, people aren't being paid, and some people are worried about losing their jobs.
Yeah, it's certainly serious times for many in the federal government. It's starting to, unfortunately, to me, feel a little like Groundhog Day. We're waking up, and everything seems to remain the same. The two sides, Republicans and Democrats, can't seem to come to terms to get us out of the shutdown.
President Trump was down in Norfolk, Virginia this weekend celebrating the Navy's 250th birthday. Let's listen to the president. Guys, play the soundbite where he talks about Democrats are the ones who own this shutdown.
It's all because of the Democrats. The Democrats are causing the loss of a lot of jobs with their, it's a shutdown. It's their shutdown, not our shutdown. It's their shutdown.
Now, Democrats would argue just because the government is shut down does not mean that you need to have mass layoffs of the federal workforce. But the president, OMB Director Russ Vought, met about that very topic last week, and we're continuing to see this threat of mass layoffs come from the White House.
Yeah, this seems to be part of a GOP pressure campaign against the Democrats, kind of forcing their hand, forcing them to come to the negotiating table, saying, there's this ongoing threat of layoffs. That's something that Mike Johnson has said he doesn't want to see federal workers fired after being furloughed. And he also says President Trump is not too excited about the idea. In the meantime, President Trump has also called it an unprecedented opportunity to cut down the size of the federal government via these layoffs.
So the president has been very pro-military, and the president wants military members to know that he's got their back. Many of them live paycheck to paycheck, and here's what the president had to say to them yesterday.
I want you to know that despite the current Democrat-induced shutdown, we will get our service members every last penny. Don't worry about it.
Undoubtedly, they are worried about it because so many people in the military really do, it's hand to mouth. They don't have a lot of extra cash lying around.
Yeah, absolutely. Telling them not to worry. It's all part of this blame game that both sides are engaging in. It's almost like ping pong, you're to blame, no, you're to blame. And they really both want to win in the court of public opinion, which in some ways in Washington is almost more important than the shutdown fight itself. It's who is winning this blame game.
Well, every weekend they get the chance to put their message out there, and we saw a lot of lawmakers making the rounds on the Sunday shows. Guys, let's listen to Speaker Johnson and then follow that up with Minority Leader Jeffries, both of them on Meet the Press this weekend.
We haven't seen the details yet about what's happening, but it is a regrettable situation that the president does not want. The president asked Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries in the Oval Office about a week ago, please don't do this.
Well, the last time there was a conversation with Republican leadership was in the White House meeting last Monday, and unfortunately, since that point in time, Republicans, including Donald Trump, have gone radio silent. And what we've seen is negotiation through deep fake videos, the House canceling votes, and of course, President Trump spending yesterday on the golf course.
I totally forgot about the meme wars that have been going on with this shutdown. Let's talk about sort of the big sticking point here, and that is health care.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's always been the sticking point, as you said, Corey. They can't seem to come to agreement on these extending Obamacare subsidies, which expire at the end of the year. Mike Johnson has said they expire at the end of the year. Let's deal with it by the end of the year. Democrats say not so fast, that even though some subsidies do expire at the end of the year, some actually are up November 1st in many states. And that means even if they were to come to some agreement today and pass legislation today, that could still affect premiums at double premiums in some of these states.
And Republicans are getting a little antsy. Not all Republicans, but some Republicans. And GOP Senator Kevin Cramer talked about this. He talked about the firings and possible firings and the furloughs. He said, this is certainly the most moral high ground Republicans have had in a moment like this that I can recall. And I just don't like squandering that political capital when you have that kind of high ground. So, you know, he thinks they're on the right side, he thinks their arguments are sound, and he understands the political implications of this.
Yeah, Republicans believe they have the upper hand in this fight, as Senator Kramer noted there. And it points to the fact that the lawmakers aren't even in the same city right now. The House is at home. Mike Johnson sent them home, maybe in an effort to indicate that, look, I'm not going to modify the House bill in any way. The Senate needs to figure this out. Senate Democrats need to work with us. So the lawmakers all across the country right now, doesn't seem to be an end to this shutdown.
And voters are disgusted with each party. They're disgusted with all of them.
Yeah.
That's what polls show.
Yeah, approval rating across Congress, no matter what party you're part of, not too hot.
No. Yeah. So you mentioned the House out of town. The Senate is here, though. They're going to be voting on 2 funding bills to reopen the government. Both of them failed last week, so it looks like day 7 of the shutdown is going to be on the horizon, because they just remain at an impasse, and they're sending memes out and not talking to each other, as Hakeem Jeffries just said.
That's what I'm saying, Groundhog Day.
Yeah, the
We're back at it
shutdown, as we all know, was during President Trump's first term, 35 days. Let's just hope that we don't get another record.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Judy, thank you so much.
Thanks to both of you.